Hey, Insiders, we've got a very special guest joining us here today who's recently just graduated from our flagship course LMA again, which is the Life Mastery Achievers. And she's so graciously going to be coming on here today to share her experience from start to finish and everything else in between. And before we dive in, would you mind telling everybody what's your name and where you're currently based?
Yes, my name's Angela Allen, and I'm based in Norfolk, in England.
Lovely. Lovely. Angela, thank you so much for showing up here today. Thanks for giving us some of your time this morning to chat about LMA. And I just want to kind of bring you back to the very start of your journey with inside LMA. What would you say was some of the struggles or challenges that you were facing in your life prior to signing up to LMA?
Um, I'd basically I felt very lost, and I didn't quite understand it. I'd had some time of sensing an urgency in my life to do something. I'd always wanted to write a book, but I knew it wasn't that. And I was distracting myself with just the normal stuff of life, hoping that this feeling would go away. And I realized it wasn't going to go away. And as I say, I couldn't really explain it, but it was making me feel very lost. I didn't have a sense of definition of myself any longer. I was giving a lot of myself away to other people. And I just felt I couldn't really go on like that.
Wow.
I knew something had to change.
Wow. And those feelings that you expressed that you were feeling lost and no sense of direction within yourself, how is that showing up in your day-to-day life? How is that affecting you on a daily basis?
Um, I felt very fearful of life. I also wasn't socializing as much as I used to. And when I did, I felt that the energy that was required from me in order to do that was just exhausting. I would enjoy myself when I was out, but I knew I was struggling to put energy into it. And when I got home, I sort of felt absolutely exhausted. So I knew that I was quite depleted, actually, and I was disempowering myself.
And then how did LMA come about? How did that fall upon your lap to bring you to where we are now?
Well, I don't believe in coincidences, and I was actually on YouTube doing something else, and then I saw at the side of my screen Tim's face, and immediately it was like a light bulb moment. I saw his face, and I thought, gosh, he looks so honest and so open, and I didn't know anything about him at the time. And I then went into Success Insider and just felt completely drawn to it. And I knew that this was the answer,
Wow.
without really knowing too much else about it. But I just felt that instant connection.
Wow. And was there any part of you, whenever you did feel that connection and you saw that video, was there any part of you that had a little bit of skepticism at all, or being like, what am I getting myself into right now? And if so, how did you put that to one side and move forward?
I can honestly say no. I just knew when I saw his face. I just thought this is going to be the thing that unlocks me. And at the time I didn't realize it, but that it would make me a better version of myself. And so I
Yeah.
absolutely had no hesitation. And as I say, I don't believe in coincidences. And I think when the time is ready, these opportunities come one's way, and one has a choice whether you accept them or whether you don't. And
Wow.
luckily I
Wow.
did.
Wow. And having gone through LMA more than once, what would you say surprised you the most about LMA, or what made you the most happiest about the LMA experience, Angela?
The happiest, I think, is that I've now become um, the easiest way to say it is a different person, but in fact, I know I'm not a different person. I'm the same person, but I'm actually showing up as a better version of myself. And I now have the understanding of why I was like I was, and the tools to be the better version of myself. And I found that quite incredible, actually. I'm now much more empowered. Whilst I love helping other people, it's now more on my terms. And I've set myself boundaries and a sense of definition, which is really helping me put myself out there. And it's also improving my relationships because people now know who I am. And I realized now I was wearing a mask for everybody that I met, trying to be the version of myself I felt they wanted. And now I feel I'm my authentic self.
Wonderful, wonderful. And is there anything that you can think of specifically that made LMA a great fit for you? Like, why do you think LMA was such a great fit for you specifically?
I think I was blown away by the professionalism of Tim and the wonderful team that he's picked. The course was put together so amazingly from a technical point of view, from a creative point of view. It was so professionally presented, and I trusted in that from the moment I started because Tim meant business, and he was just incredible. And I've I've just changed, and I just think that the course. Sorry, I've lost my thread now.
No, you're
Sorry.
okay. It's all great. You're great.
I just felt that the course was quite amazing, and it's given me, as I say, the tools and the understanding to carry on.
And having gone through this course, and I know, Angela, you've been part of the community for a while and having gone through other courses inside Success Insider, how important have the people that you've met along the way played on your journey? Some of the people that you've connected with and formed
They've,
connections
they've,
with?
they've been incredibly important, actually. I'm not someone that is very good with social media, and I'm a fairly independent person. I tend to feel I've got to struggle on my own. That's a challenge I put on myself. But I felt that having the support of a network of friends that I now have has been absolutely incredible. And the wonderful thing is that I don't have to wear a mask anymore, and that they are so supportive, and it's really so non-judgmental and unconditional. And we've all been in the same boat. We all understand each other in a way that I've never known from other people before. So it's been incredibly important to me.
Wow, wonderfully put. Having gone through your LMA experience and knowing what you know now, Angela, and you said that you've taken that mask off and you're stepping into your authentic truth and put those boundaries in place, who is LMA for? Who is LMA tailored towards from your personal experience? What sort of a person would be ready to go through LMA?
I think the sort of person that's ready to go through LMA is someone who has lost a sense of who they are, that maybe they've lost their sense of direction in life. And I think the LMA course is extraordinarily empowering for people, and also gives you a sense of direction and confidence to be the person that you want to be.
Beautiful, beautifully put. And if you were to have the opportunity to speak to someone now who is thinking about joining this course, they're sitting on the fence right now and they haven't quite stepped forward and taken that leap of faith, what advice would you give to them other than just go for it? What would you truly say to someone who is looking to embark upon this journey?
That you really won't be disappointed. I think it's I think you have to feel it. I think don't overthink with your brain, because you can very easily talk yourself out of things, and often that's through fear of change. So I would say try and drop down into your heart space and actually feel what it would be like to give yourself that golden opportunity, and also feel what it would be like if you actually said no, if you took what appears to be an easy option to just stay where you are. You're not happy with where you are, and that's why you've seen this course and you've wanted to open something up. So I think really follow your heart, and I know you won't be disappointed. This has just completely changed who I am and my outlook on life. And I wish that it was actually part of a curriculum in schools for younger people to be able to believe in themselves and then go forward and to attain the things that they wanted to attain in life.
And just to wrap it up here, one final question, Angela. What would you say for you specifically? I know we've talked about you've taken off the mask and you've stepped forward and you've now set boundaries. And I know we were chatting before this call that life is a constant ongoing journey of learning and growth. But for you specifically, what do you think is the biggest change or factor that you've noticed within yourself having gone through LMA that now shows up in your daily life and that you portray and that you project out into the world?
I feel much, much happier. I'm a much happier person. I can feel joy in my life that I wasn't allowing myself to feel before. And I think through that and through a deeper understanding of myself, I'm better able to connect with family and friends, and that some of my joy and happiness and confidence may help to inspire other people to be their true, authentic selves.